Alright, this is 1-1 notes, so we are using the rules of PEMDAS and we're combining like terms. So here we're going to start with number 1. Number 1, it says we have 3a minus 6a, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my highlighter here and I'm going to highlight any variable that's the same color. So here I have 3a, so I'm going to highlight 3a. Here I have a negative 6a, and since it's that same variable a, they are like terms, so I'm going to highlight it in the same color. So now all I have to do is combine like terms. 3a minus 6a. The way I think about positives and negatives is like two separate teams. Positive team and negative team. I have 3 positives. I have 6 negatives. And then you say which team has more points. The negative team has more points, and they are up by 3. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3. And don't forget your variable a. Another way you can think of it is if you had 3 apples and you had to take away 6 of them, how many would you be left? How many would you have left over? You would actually have negative 3 apples left over. Number 2, again, I'm going to highlight the variables that look alike. So here we have a 3x. Here I have a positive 6x. And those are the same variables, so I'm going to highlight them in the same color. And then we just combine like terms. You have 3x plus 6x, and that will give us 9x. And again, when you think of a variable, you can plug in whatever you want. So I have 3 computers plus 6 computers. How many computers do we have total? 9 computers. Okay, number 3. So I'm going to highlight, again, my variables that are the same. So here I have a 3x squared, and it has to look the same. So when I look through my problem, I don't see any other x squareds, so that's the only one that I'm going to highlight blue. Then I see I have a negative x here, so I look through my expression. Do I have any other x's? Yes, I do. I have a positive 4x here. And then the last thing that's hanging out by itself is just this positive 5. We call that a constant because there's not a variable associated with it. It's just a number all by itself. And there's not any other numbers that do not have a variable, which is a letter, attached to it. So that's the only thing I'm going to highlight in red. So now I have 3x squared. There's nothing else to combine that with, so I'm done with that. And then I have negative x plus 4x. That is the same thing as 4x minus x. So if I take away 1 from 4, I will have 3 x's left over. And then I have this 5 by itself that I just bring on down. Okay, number 4. So again, I'm going to highlight things that have the same variable. So here I have a 20a. If I look through my expression, I do see I have another a. It's this positive 12. And the only thing I have left over after that is a negative 8. And I do not have any other constants to combine with the negative 8. So the only thing I have here that I can combine are my 20a and 12a. So 20 and 12 will give me 32. Don't forget the a. And then I just have this minus 8 hanging out by itself that I'm going to bring on down. And again, you cannot combine the 32a minus 8 because that 32 has that variable a stuck with it. Okay, number 5. So again, I'm just going to go through and highlight what I have. So here I have a 6x. And when I look through my expression, I do not have any other variables that contain x in it. So that one's done. I have a positive 3d. And when I look through my expression, I see I actually have another d, and it's a positive 10d. So we have this 6x here I'm going to bring on down. And then I'm going to combine what looks alike. So since I have 3d and 10d, when I combine those, I get 13d. Number 6. So first I have a 2a. And I'm going to look and see what else has just an a. It has to look just alike. And when I look, the only other thing that has an a in it is this negative 3. So that's a negative 3a. Okay, and then the next thing that we have is this positive 8a squared.